I'm going to go and pick up my monkey bike from Glenn's because they've been working on it and it goes like a little rocket now. So I'm wearing my monkey suit because Glenn used to love it when I used to rock in there on my monkey bike. Wearing my monkey suit. So yeah, I'm gonna get Dave to pick me up and take me back to MotoGC headquarters to pick up my monkey bike. But first of all, this video is about friendship, and mateship, and just being a good person overall, male or female. I'll sit a bit closer because some people said they find it hard to hear me. Put that there. All right. And we'll put a light on. Hey, want to put a light on? Dougie's outside. Just giving him his fruit and nut mix and his peanuts in the shell that he loves, even though people say he shouldn't get it, you know, because he's a fruit eater, but he likes his nuts. I suppose being a boy, we all like our nuts, don't we? I just want to make it very clear that oh, Cocky's inside, she hasn't gone out yet. I want to make something very clear to everybody out there, whether you know me or not, or you just stumble across this channel, regarding life decisions you make, how you get out of them, and particularly the people you meet after you get out of them. As you all know, I met $1 Million Bogan. You know, that was a meeting that was arranged by Colin at Geelong Harley. I didn't know Danny. I only took my bike to Geelong Harley because I saw how Colin worked on bikes through Danny's videos, and just his humour, and that's it. And I was having a bit of a struggle with my Harley, you know, thanks to Harley Heaven, they fucked it up, and you know, I was just getting fucking bounced around, you know, and I wanted my bike back that I fell in love with, and Colin gave me that bike back. He gave me the bike that I fell in love with and more. And I just told Colin, you know, because he asked how I came to finding Geelong Harley. And so I told him the story, and that's how Colin knew that I almost took my life in the garage. I might sit here and talk about myself. That's what we all do. It's what Danny does, it's what everyone does, because you're in front of the camera. I'm not here to whinge about my life or whinge about the hardships I've been through and things like that. I think with my videos, especially I do believe with my videos that they are witty, they are funny. This one will be, as you can see. But I think you need to watch them more than once. I know that's a hard thing for people to do in this day and age because you're all so fucking busy and flat out and you just can't even stop to fucking, you know, say hello to anyone. But, you know, you can wipe your own ass and blow your nose and, you know, go and get yourself a fucking coffee and stuff like that, you know. So I understand, you know, that you've got a lot on your plate, and there are people out there that do have a lot on their plate, but there's always time in the day to just stop and send someone a text or turn around to somebody and explain the actions of somebody to someone else to make them see that that person's not how you may have taken it. And I don't think there's enough of that. I don't think a lot of people explain other people's actions to other people to make other people understand. I'm a believer that, yes, everyone needs to explain their actions, but also I'm also a believer that it also helps that person that's trying to explain whatever they've done, right or wrong, in a word or in saying something or an action. If they're a good-hearted person, you know, they've just slashed out, they've said something at the heat of the moment, that person really can't defend themselves, no matter what they try and say or do to make up for it. And at the end of the day, do they need to make up for it? Why can't it just be taken on board that it was at the heat of the moment or in a bad time or a hard time? Why can't they just not take it to heart? Why do they have to take that fucking road of them being offended or hurt to the full extreme when it just, and they know it doesn't have to. But anyway, that's what makes the world go round, doesn't it? I had a pretty hard week last week, and it's just these videos are to help people on how I got through, how you can get through, and how many other people can get through hard weeks. That's why my videos are so raw. I don't sit here and whinge about my life. As I've said, I don't ask for help. I know I have support with all of you, and I thank you very, very much with my heart. I also respect and appreciate that you all can see that I'm a strong person and I'm not going to do anything silly, so there's no need to bombard me with how are you or a constant calling and that. It's, thank you. But as I said, and I'll put it in another video, what happened with me on Friday, as I ended one video saying how I ended up at the police station. That was due to my mother, who took her life in 2021, and just some things were just absolutely handled ridiculous with Victorian Police and the state trustees and just other people, and it got me very angry. It got me angry on the basis that how many other people are going through this. That's why I get angry. I get upset. It's not because of me. At the time, yes, I want to rectify my issue, but also I want to make a point of pointing it out so it doesn't happen again. Not for me, but for others. And I was upset. And I said, I was on the phone to a friend. And, you know, I was, you know, we like to use the word venting. And I was just, yeah, if you want to say I was venting. And I said something that, if it was said at any other time other than then, I could understand how it could be hurtful. But it wasn't said at any other time other than then. So it shouldn't have been taken hurtfully. And just to point out how hard that day was, after dealing with the police and two police officers, a senior sergeant and a senior constable, who knew I was coming down because I said I was coming down. Handled that whole situation that could have ended in two ways. Me not being here today, or me having the understanding of them and receiving what I deserved and what should have been done, and what any other person should receive and deserve. And I made a friend that day in both of those officers. One of them reached out and gave me his name and said, if you ever need to call Justin, just call. His sister suffers greatly from depression and anxiety. But as he said, you're a different person, Justin. He said, you don't suffer so much from depression. It's the PTSD, and he said what you've seen and what's happened. And of course, along with that, there is depression and anxiety. I just want to point out that it's only been in the last 15 years this has come on. I was never this person. My past does not haunt me. It's what happened, the events that happened 15 years ago that I struggle with. And the time it's taken to get people to see, and also myself to get a handle on it, the time it's taken, which is a long time. And like with time, it's forever moving. Time's forever, you know, changing. And with time, it's time past and time ahead, time lost. And that's what I'm struggling with. It's the time it took for people to realise, for me to get a grip, and for me to just, yeah, it took a long time. And when you come out of those places, you know, you come out, you are damaged. You're repaired, but you're damaged. and you're just looking for people or something to sort of make you feel better, or someone to see you for who you are. Not to say you're a nice person if you're not. I'm not asking for that. I don't want people to pat me on the back and shit. But like with Danny, we became good mates. But that wasn't without its struggles. Let me tell you. Danny's not the easiest person. We all know that. Colin's got his own life. Danny's got his own life. I've got my own life. We're all not easy people. But we all have something in common. We're genuinely nice people. But we'll make mistakes in the friendship. But because we understand each other and we get each other, and the most important thing is we can see that we're genuinely caring, loving, nice people, and we think of others first. That's where the understanding comes in for if we say something that's a bit out of character or a slip of the tongue, if you want to say, and we don't take it to heart. And if anyone outside of that group hears it, or we say something about someone outside of our circle, and they hear it, and it might be about them that we've said it about, if that person really takes umbrage to what we've said, I know, as they know, that we'll turn straight around to that person and say, hey, they're not like that. Don't paint them with that brush. I know I've got that with Danny and Colin and Andrew, Scrope, David, Helen, you know, Tom, who I went and saw. And by the way, Tom, who was living in his car, I'll just bring you up to speed. As I said before, he found himself a rental property, and he's happy. He's got his bike on the road, and he's met somebody. But on Friday, when I left the police station, they handed me, there was some property, that's what it was all over. And it was my mother's suicide note. You know. And they were a bit reluctant to hand it to me, and I said this, I said, there's nothing in that note that could hurt me. How fucking wrong I was. On the basis if she was saying, oh, I'm a bastard and everything else like that, because as you all know, my mother and I were close. And you know my childhood, so you know why we were close. I said, so if she's saying anything nasty or anything cruel or anything like that, you know, there's nothing in the note that can hurt me. And this is the note. He handed it to me, and I left the police station. They were very worried about me. He even said that if I hadn't have, when he asked me how I was feeling, if I'd said, yeah, I'm okay, he was going to pretty much put me in handcuffs and have me taken to the hospital, not under arrest, just yeah, taken to the hospital and treated. But because I was honest and I said to him, I said, no, I'm not okay. He said, I know you're okay now because you told the truth. He handed me the note like that. And I didn't read it. I went straight to Moto GC. And went and saw Glenn. Because Glenn had lost his mother on his birthday. And Mother's Day was on the Sunday after that. So I handed Glenn this note and I said to him, I said, Glenn, I said, I just want you to open it up and I just want you to read it to me for what it is. I don't want you to ask me what note it is. I just want you to open up the piece of paper and just read whatever you see in front of you. And he did that. And he knew when he was reading it what it said, what it was. So it says, read Hillary Betteridge, coroner's case number COR 2021005865. Exhibit 3, photograph 7-8. And it says, to my son, Justin Betteridge, my ANZ bank account PIN number is blah, blah, blah. There should be enough for my cremation. Information for my cremation, right? Of my passing, so they stop the pension. That's that. The other part of the note. Justin Betteridge, 27th of the 9th, 2021. I leave all my goods to my son, Justin Betteridge. That's it. And Glenn read that. That was the first time I heard it. Mind you, if you go back, I said to the police, there's nothing in that note that could hurt me. Well, there was, and it wasn't what was in the note. I read the note, you heard the note. You take from that. And Glenn gave me a hug and everything and stuff. So that's enough about Glenn. What I'm getting at is this. Back to what I said before I went into the police station to a friend, and someone overheard something I said on the phone to them and taking it the wrong way or taking it to heart when they don't need to. Well, that's developed into something else. And it didn't need to, but it has. I guess this video is about just if someone you know says something that's, that is not them, and they're having a bad day or something like that, and they say something about someone that's not malicious or anything, it's just, and it wasn't what I said. That it shouldn't be left up to the person who said it to repair any damage, because there was no damage to start with, or said it as in a manner of damage at all. That's up to those people who heard it, who it was said to, for them to turn around to the people who heard it and say, "Oi, enough." And that didn't happen. But I understand that people have their own lives, and as I said to this person who I said this to, not about, I said, I understand there's a distance there now between us because of what I said, which you hopefully he knows that I meant it in no malice. But I said, you do have your own life, and you do have your own family, and you have your own battles, and you've got your own shit going on within your family circle. So I'm not wanting to add to that in any way or make anything any more difficult in your life. So I just said, so you have my number. If you need me, I'll be there. You're a mate. It's a shame that had to happen. It's a shame that people can't step up for one another and just really bang some sense into other people who just let their feelings get involved in something that really shouldn't be. They've got no right to get involved in. I want to go to, when I go to Glenn's funeral, I just want to break down and I want to fucking scream. And I'm sure there's many other people who want to do the same thing. But out of respect for his family and Glenn, that day's not about us. It's not about my pain. We all know we're in pain. So we show restraint for the family of Glenn. To allow them to say things that they mightn't mean when they say, and do that they mightn't want to do, but it happens. And we stand there in solace around that family, those people that are in pain, who have the right of that day to scream and holler and throw themselves down on the ground and everything else like that. And we're there to absorb that and hold them and be there for them. And not remember what they say so we can remind them of what they said and not remember what they say, so we go over it in our own heads to how they really meant it or what they really think of us or anything like that. We don't remember what they say because it's just pain, and we accept it as that, and we absorb it. So if you have a friend or a family member that's upset and they say something about someone that you may love or know, and that person overhears what they've said about them, stand up for what that person really is. As I've always said in my videos, I think we need to stop caring so much about ourselves and give thought to others. And when I mean by that, I mean action it. Speak up for those others that may have said something. If you know that person and you know they're not a bad person and they were having a bad day, then explain that to other people and make it known until it's gotten through. And if it still doesn't get through, then you have to look at that person that you're trying to explain it to, who doesn't know the person who said what they said. You know, in that way, you need to really evaluate who you're hanging around with. If you understand what I'm saying. And that person also needs to look at the person who's trying to talk to them and think and say to themselves, well, I know him or her, and they would not bring someone into our life that goes around hurting people with words, and accept that people can say things that might come out of context or be said in the heat of the moment due to something that's going on. Is it right? No, it's not right. But if you don't start accepting things, you're going to have a lot of people hurt a lot of good people. You're going to hurt people you know and love, and you're going to have to make decisions. And you're going to be judged. Because I'm a person, I love Mary, Mary loves me. And if Mary does wrong by someone, or she does wrong in general, I'll let her know, just as much as she'll let me know. No matter what, I'm not going to take her side because I love her, or because she's my friend, or anything like that. No, that's not a responsible friend. That's not a responsible person in general. So yeah, so people will say things, and you've got to look at those people that are saying those things. So go get a pie, and I'm going to get my monkey bike. Take care, love you all, and like and subscribe, okay? I know my channel's not the easiest channel to pass on to people, you know, but there are people that need a lot of help, and some that don't. Anybody who needs help needs help. Take care. Bye. Look at this, YouTubers. Glennie's come back. Let's get Glennie. Come here. We've got Glennie. Glennie came back. Hey, Oscar! Fucking idiot. Get out. Oh, look at that. Hello. Wait, don't. See, Glennie? You're looking a lot better. What's going on, Dougie? Cookie. Woo! Just picked up the monkey bike. It's on another video though. I'll have to post it later. Go get a bike.